So, welcome to the show, Mr. Finlay MacDonald. Finlay, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, man.
Good, good. Well, if anything, I have you on this week's show for a very good reason. First of all, can I just say congratulations on your new appointment, the Director of Piping. That sounds like a very grand title. How have you found the new post?
Well, thanks. I guess it's been a slightly strange to be taking on a new job like this with the whole and the corrosion. But to be honest, I've enjoyed it. It's something I never thought I would do. The whole piping centre, the cancellation of piping live and all these kind of things. But it's one of these things we have to just crack on and we're doing lots of new initiatives, for example. So I think in some ways the whole situation has we made us think about how we run the piping centre. We've had to think differently. So it's been an interesting first couple of months, and
I'm sure it has.
I'm up for the challenge. It's a big job, and I'm honoured to be doing this job. It's something I've been at the piping centre. I reckon I was one of the first, if not the first, to ever get a less piping centre from Angus MacDonald. So to think now that I'm doing this job from that stage is quite humbling, to be honest, and I'm kind of very proud to be doing it.
There you are, indeed. So that's it. You have been at the Piping Centre now since the early 2000s. So now to see you kind of progressing to be the boss of the place, that's bound to be quite a big deal for you, I'm sure. Yeah.
It is, aye. Yep. I mean, as I say, I was getting lessons from Pipe Major Angus at the College of Piping, and then that was about the same time, about 95, 96, from the piping. But Big Angus said to me, "Come up in a new place," and I went in and I got the pipes going and stuff. And that was before it was even, as I say, officially open. They were still painting the walls and stuff like that at that time. So I remember, Angus getting the pipes going and stuff. And at that time, it was a new venture. There was, it was from the ground, and done such an amazing job over the last 24 years to get the place where it is. So I always tell people I've got this mix of excitement and utter fear about taking on this. It's a balance, and it's again something that's the challenge I'm up for. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in the future.
I have to chat to you about the reason I have you on this week's show, and that is Piping Live. We're back. Piping Live is back, and I'm so happy. You guys dropped the news this past week that you guys are actually going online now. Do you want to tell us what went into that decision then, Finlay?
Yeah, well, obviously, one of the first things that was heartbreaking, and we had to make the decision to cancel Pipe Live as we knew it. With all the other events being cancelled and the World Pipe Band Championships being cancelled, and just the whole safety concerns, we weren't really left with any option. So we had to cancel. It's become such a big part of the calendar,
Yeah.
So we did add a caveat that if things were going to change significantly, then we might look at doing something. And we left it pretty open because we just don't know, and we didn't know what we could do. So looking at what we could do safely, but also something that still shows the breadth of the kind of the artistic scope of Piping Live. So we got to the stage a few weeks ago where we were pretty confident in 3 events and some talks. So it's a very rich programme, but I think it's a really cool thing. And again, it's about how we adapt moving forward. And we don't know where we'll be this time next year, so we have to just plan this as if this is what it is for. We don't know what's going to be next year, but there we go.
Yeah. So it kicks off then with the Silver Chandler then, and that's right. And the opening of everything. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and again, just to let you know about how that's going to work. Each player, and we've worked this out absolutely to a T, arrives at an allocated time. They get taken to a tuning room, and they have to remain in that room or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be floated up to the hall and then play. That room gets cleaned and tidied and safe. They'll do their performance at a social distance. All the sound and guys and the judge will be PPE'd up, and then they'll leave, and the next person will get a rotation. So it is absolutely live. You'll be hearing the best players, Jack Lee, Stuart Little, Ian Spears, Jamie Forrester. So it's a great. Sorry, no, that was last year's. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. So this year we've got Sarah Fred Wilson, Callum Bowman, Stuart Liddell, Connor Sinclair, and Ian Spears. So it doesn't get much better than that.
No, certainly not. Yeah, and what a way to kick off the event, if you don't mind me saying. That's quite a start.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, and we're really pleased. All the pipers have been really supportive, and they're all really buying into this as well. So I think it's, as you say, a great start to the festival.
Definitely. But then rolling forward from the Silver Chandler, then we have what's next is the Pipers of the World talks, where you have people on every day. And these are open then. These aren't ticketed. This is open to the public, this one?
This is open, yeah. I mean, again, we've had to make some tough decisions around the festival this year. And, one of them is that we've had to learn the situation, and, musicians that need paid, there's crew that needs paid, and there's all these things that bring this music moving forward. But also part of Piping Live always has been the free performances that we have, like the street cafe or the parades and different talks. So discussions and talks, and there's a slight educational side to this, and that anyone that's interested in different piping traditions can learn about it through the talks. They can come in and ask questions themselves. So I'll be host, but through the software we're using, anyone who's to walk, ask questions, and it should be a nice kind of discussion around these great different piping traditions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually, because one of the ones, obviously, me being a Northern Irishman, is on the Monday. You're talking to Louise Mulligan about Irish piping.
Yes.
All sorts of interested in that one. But you also cover the likes of Breton, Bulgarian. Yeah, this looks all sorts of fascinating, Finlay. I'm looking forward to that.
No, me too, and it's great. It's one of the perks of the job that I get to speak to really interesting people and learn myself about their traditions.
Indeed. So that's one for the people who don't want to buy tickets, but trust me, I think everyone's going to want to buy tickets for all of these events, because I am so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy about the Alistair Gillis Memorial recital. It's still happening. Oh, that just made my weekend.
I mean, this event's been the crown of Piping Live for a long time. I did it a long time ago, and in a slightly different guise. But I think honouring somebody like Alistair with this competition is really important, and it's always sold well. It's always probably up there with the best nights of piping I've ever heard in my life. Just each player just getting better and better, and I don't know how anyone can judge that. It's just, I think the end for me is that it's not just an MSR or a P-book. They've got half an hour, and yes, they'll have to play a ground of a P-book and an MSR, but then you start hearing the real character coming through, and what style are they playing and what style things that they start coming out with. It's just absolutely, it's a great night, And again, we've got a great lineup. Roddy McLeod, so chuffed that Roddy's doing this. And Colin Bowman and Connor Sinclair. So the players speak for themselves there, and the vast experience and musical kind of mastery that these guys have is just brilliant. That's going to be an amazing night.
Definitely, yeah. There's some pedigree on that lineup there, and yeah, I think something there for everyone. Fantastic. I'm so happy that event's happening. But then, I have to say, to close things off, is one of your old bands actually, the mighty Owl Blind Dogs.
The Owl Blind Dogs, that's it.
Man, I'm so excited for that. These guys can put on a show. I've seen them live before. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Really happy.
We had the Dogs booked anyway to do the Friday night at the Drygate, which we normally would have done. So again, we're trying to kind of commit to the bands that would book in the first place, that we could safely put on as a gig, and Dogs were up for it. Great band, as you say, great songs, great tunes, great arrangements. The crack's good. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute belter of a night. I might even join them for a few myself.
Nice.
If they'll have me.
Good stuff. Yeah, so for anyone who's ever seen the old Blind Dogs live, you're going to know what to expect. But for those who haven't, you need to go and see these guys. This is going to be one heck of a crescendo, I think, for Piping Live.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I was going to say, for people who want to get tickets, you can buy individual tickets for each of these events, but you can get a pack that does all three, which is 25 quid. And honestly, you would pay 25 quid to see one of those, honestly. So, yeah.
No, I agree, and I think it's something that we have to support these events now, and it's, there's a very stark bottom line that we have to meet, and that's, we have to support artists, we have to support the pipers, the musicians, the support staff. That when you see an event like this happening, it always amazes me. Before I started working at the Piping Centre or the Piping Live, I did lots of gigs all over the world, and I thought you just turned up and played, or if you go to a gig, you turn up and you think, this is great, this is a nice venue, the sound's good, the lighting's good, all these things, but you suddenly realise the work that goes behind the scenes to support. One piper going on stage and playing for half an hour is hundreds of hours of work behind the scenes, so that's where we have to really think sensibly about this, and we've tried to make the pricing accessible. 10 quid for one of these shows, I think, is amazing value, and £25 for the week to me is
nothing.
Amazing. As you said, you would pay that easily to go and see one of these nights. So
definitely,
hopefully it's going to get people engaged, because we're aware also that there's been a dry summer in terms of piping and drumming, and we're just really trying to engage people and give something exciting for August. That
indeed, yeah.
It won't replace Piping Live, but it's something that's just there, and it makes everyone know that we're still here and we're still going, we're still operating.
That's it, exactly. So for those of you who are wondering just what we were looking at there now, that's the Piping Live website. That's where you go and grab tickets. And like we were saying, 25 quid for all of that is nothing, in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, if I was attending Piping Live, if the pandemic never happened, I'd happily pay 25 quid to get into any one of those. So, yeah. But can I say a massive, massive thank you from all of us piping fans? We're so happy that Piping Live is still happening. It's amazing.
Well, that's why we're here, and we're really happy we can do something, and hopefully we'll all get together and have a couple of pints next year, and move it forward again, and hopefully we'll be back to some kind of normal, whatever normal is, but we'll be together.
Sure.
That's hopefully the plan.
So there has been little rumours and stuff that we might have a Big Rab Show live next year at Piping Live.
Okay.
Who knows? I might have to talk to Jack Elliott about that.
Yeah. Good for you. I'm sure we can talk about that, yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, there you go. But I'm all sorts of excited just to get back and meet everyone again. I'm sure that's been a big thing of it too. The whole social element of Piping Live is massive.
Absolutely, yeah. But, you think about our street cafe, but that's developed into an amazing venue, really. And I love looking out that week, and it could be any of the days, and you see pipers, literally pipers and drummers from all over the world. They're having a crack, they're maybe having a few beers, they're listening to some music, and to me, that's the absolute essence of Piping Live.
Yeah,
that's the heart of it. It's the social side, and that's why we all play music. We love to. Play the music for music's sake, but it's the people that make it.
100%. Yeah, I can't agree more.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, though, Finlay, Piping Live and everything aside, I've got some Big Rab Show staples I need to ask you. Number one on the list is, what's your favourite cheese?
Well, I think I'm going to have to go Parmesan.
Ooh, Parmesan. We haven't had Parmesan before.
Yes.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
it. I used to play a lot in Italy, and we always think about Parmesan as something you just shave onto a bolognese or something, or risotto. Yeah. But they'll actually eat it in slices, and I think a nice glass of dry white wine and a few slices of Parmesan, just lovely. So yeah.
Now you're talking.
Now you're talking, eh? So you can try that for lunch today.
I think I might. Yeah. So, with all of your storied history in piping, has there been one moment that you could say that's quite awesome? one standout, memorable moment.
Oh, geez.
It's a difficult question.
Hard. I mean, there's so many, as you know. You'd be the same yourself. But in terms of scale, we talked about the collaboration things I've done in the past. A few years ago now, it must have been 2014 or 15. I was asked to do the headline slot at Tea in the Park with Biffy Clyro, the rock band.
Wow.
So I did that was pretty special. There was 90,000 people there. And at the very end of the night, I came and played a tune with them to finish their set off. And that was pretty epic. That was a pretty epic gig in terms of scale.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that amount of people watching.
It's a lot of folk. Yeah. And you'd be amazed the things that go through your head at that point. You're just about to strike the pipes up. And it's like,
please work.
All right. And it starts going there. You go, I hope I've not got a reed in the bag. It's that fear, and then as soon as the pipes go, it's like, right, okay, that's fine. That was, in terms of scale, that was pretty incredible. But some of the best music I've enjoyed playing has been, with me and one or two mates sat around the table playing music and having a crack, and that's, to me, that's as important and as special as playing a huge gig. Just again, that the people element in music, I think, is what excites me the most.
As we were just saying, the social side of it, it's so important. Yep. So can I ask then, you were talking about a reed in the bag. Has there been any real embarrassing moments that you've went through? Any memorable ones?
There's too many to discuss.
But that's it. Whenever I ask this question, I think Emmett Conway told us a story once about how he broke a bass drum in a taxi cab, and he's still getting stick about it nowadays.
I remember once actually going back to the pipe band thing. I can't remember what year, but I was playing in the quartets at Piping Live. For the Piping International Quartets, and anyone who's done that knows that's a real nervy gig. Because you're
high pressure,
high pressure. You're totally exposed. The things that go through your mind when you're normally playing a pipe band kind of are magnified because it's just the four of you. I remember that it was going great, and we're tuning up in the back, and it was sounding great. And I did the fatal thing. I started enjoying it as I was playing the March of Spain reel. And it was sounding great. We all had the cane on, the sheepskin, and it was sounding magic. And we're playing away, and we got to the real Charlie's Welcome. And I was just having a great time. I was thinking, like, this is rocking. We're doing great here. And I just started to enjoy it too much and stopped concentrating. And I made a huge blutter going into the third or fourth part. And it was one of these ones. It was just like I just wanted the ground to open up and swallow me up. And Chris and his kind of, he just looked at me. I was playing it. I caught it back again. And I was just thinking, and that for me was one of the bad bloaters, But yes, that's the way it goes, eh?
It happens the best of them. It happens the best of all of us. As
needless to say, I was dropped for the medley.
Oh goodness! And it just takes that 1 second.
Honestly, I remember it as clear as day. I was just thinking, this is great. I'm really enjoying this. Done.
And there goes. There goes that performance. Oh goodness! So Finlay, again, thank you for taking the time to chat to us. Really appreciate it. And again,
thanks for having me.
On behalf of all of us on the Rab Show and all the Piping audience, thank you for bringing back Piping Live. We're so appreciative.
It's a pleasure, and I hope to see you all virtually over the week.
I have the week booked off from work now. You're going to have to, you're going to have to chase me away. I can't wait. So everyone watching this right now, go to pipinglive.co.uk, grab your tickets for all of the events, not just one of them, because there's so much great piping action coming your way. Indeed. Finlay, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers.